Yandi is by far one of Kanye's most mysterious and hyped up potential album concepts, and that is in part due to the type of music that he was making during this time following the release of his solo studio album, Ye, and his collaborative venture with Kid Cudi, Kids See Ghosts. Songs like Hurricane and Law of Attraction showed fans that Kanye was bringing his game to an entirely new level, but one song in particular that really encapsulated the Yandi concept as a whole is Last Name. Honestly, I think this one has a very good case for being the most popular Yandi leak to ever be scrapped by Kanye, and it has good reason to contend with that title. In this video, I will be breaking down exactly how Last Name became the album-defining song that it did, taking a look through every potential version that Kanye worked on. With all that being said, let's jump right into the history of Yandi's most famous leak. Last Name's most recognizable and praised trait by fans is easily its sample. The beat was constructed by Boogs the Beast, Mike Dean, and Francis and the Lights on September 22nd, 2018, only 6 days before Kanye had intended to release the first version of Yandi with a sample of Wally Wilder by Delicate Steve. The intro guitar present on Wally Wilder was used as the foundation for Last Name, and you simply cannot deny how heavenly this sounds. The song's original version featured an early beat with the Delicate Steve sample, along with drums likely done by Boogs, with a mere 23 seconds of Designer vocals. It seems that Kanye had Designer take a crack at Last Name before he recorded his initial freestyle, which is hilarious because looking back, Kanye liked Designer so much, but now in 2023, he's basically irrelevant, and the dude was the first vocalist to touch one of Yandi's greatest unreleased tracks.
Lil Goblin.
www.thesource.to.
Following this initial version of the song, Kanye proceeded to record a full freestyle to add, accompanied by Ant Clement's feature vocals, and we will hear both of these on the next version of the song. We just know that there exists an early uncut Kanye freestyle version with early Ant Clement's vocals from a file name that states this. Then we have the first full version of Last Name that is decently finished, at least structure and production wise. It features Kanye's initial freestyle cut up, so it's about 50% finished vocals and 50% mumble, along with Ant Clement's phenomenal supporting vocals on the hook of the song. This is the final iteration of the song to be done on September 22nd, with Last Name really landing in a good spot. At this point, all Kanye had to do was re-record finished vocals over his mumble from the freestyle, and this one would be done and dusted. One day later, on September 23rd, Kanye had the song's structure altered to cut down the amount of Ant Clement's involvement while increasing his own vocal presence on the song, now including longer uncut versions of his freestyle. So he kind of walked back the initial cuts that he did the day prior. These changes didn't exactly make the song more finished, but I guess Kanye was just trying to play around with his unfinished vocals.
Swimming on back to no, right when I hit shore, when my land hit shore, I know my for more, always more and more, don't let them buy.
We know that Kanye worked on Last Name on the 24th of September, but unfortunately we have no audio of these versions of Last Name, nor do we know what he was doing, we just have file names. Then on the 25th, Kanye actually made some pretty radical changes to Last Name, basically reducing Ant's vocal presence to near zero. He put his own mumble vocals at the beginning and end of the song, replacing where Ant was present previously, and then he took Ant off the chorus and used just the song's instrumental. Ant is basically only here in the background, so I really am not quite sure what Kanye thought he was doing here, considering Ant's vocals were such a high point of the song.
Saint, you don't really need a last name. You won't want a Sonic Cody stash thing. No, if you don't really need a last name, none of what they fun of what they got thing.
We then have more file names for versions of Last Name made on September 25th and 27th, and again we have no idea what is different about these versions, but I would bet they are probably just small changes that didn't really affect the song as a whole. On the day of Yandi's supposed drop date, September 28th, Last Name got some pretty notable changes, inching it closer to being in a fully finished state. Kanye had longtime collaborator Evan Mast, also called Evax, overhaul the song, adding tons of his own unique production elements to the instrumental, along with his own custom pitched up background vocals. And Clemens is still very much neutered in this version as well, with him again only present in the background. Evan totally revamped the song's bass and 808s along with its overall drum patterns, giving Last Name a really interesting new sound profile that I think fits a lot better within Yandi as a whole.
Y'all can't cut out the hair, yeah. I don't care how you carry it. Saint, you don't really need a last name. No, if you don't really need the last name. At Chicago, yo, if he loves Sunny Nabo, oh, then he tells them.
After missing the original Yandi drop date on September 29th, Kanye had Ant Clemens record a reference for his second mumble verse that had been used from his cut-up freestyle on previous versions of the song. It's nice to see Kanye moving closer to having finished vocals on the song, but it kind of seems like too little too late at this point. Like, he already missed the original drop date, and I don't understand why he couldn't have had Ant do this in the 6 days prior to the 28th.
Level up, I'm giving up the
Blue Goblin.
I heard the Chinese buying Africa quicker than we could get it.
www.thesource.to.
It's like they take our slave women.
Also on the 29th, when Kanye was scrambling to finish up Yandi, he had new collaborator Nino Blue record a reference verse for Last Name at the Mercer Hotel. Nino and Ye had only met a few days ago, and I think it shows how Kanye was literally in panic mode for the album, so he was like, fuck it, I'll let this dude record vocals for Yandi songs. But it didn't even matter because Kanye never re-recorded his vocals despite having Nino do refs for the song.
Schemes. Only color C is a color green. You see all the colors when you be coloring. Just like me as a kid seeing other things. You're so universal. That's why these other child stars cannot hurt you. You're better than me, I am the worst you.
Finally, Kanye did something honestly pretty puzzling to finish off working on Last Name for the day on the 29th by recording a totally new freestyle over the Last Name Evax beat, which maybe explains why he never originally went back and finished the first freestyle, because he might have been really unhappy with it. So unhappy that he decided to just record a totally new freestyle idea and restart with that in the song's instrumental that had been evolved by Evan. This freestyle is again about 50% finished, 50% mumble, and was originally thought by fans to be a response to Pete Davidson dissing Kanye on SNL. This is, however, false because Pete dissed Kanye in October, and this freestyle was recorded at the end of September.
Straight. Hey yo, my number be straight. Hey yo, I go see my mom. You niggas don't want no prom. You niggas wanted the smoke, and I want all of the smoke, and I take all of the jokes. My niggas, all of them folks. One for all of me both. Even me, all of them though. Your niggas, all of them broke. Y'all niggas all doing coke. Y'all niggas all.
Kanye would put in work on one more version of Last Name before the song would go dormant indefinitely, with him doing another new vocal take for the song one day later on September 30th. His vocals here are not auto-tuned, and Ant Clemens and Evax are still on the backing vocals. Truthfully, I could not tell you what Kanye's intention was with this. He had gotten so close to getting the song to a mostly finished point and then just kept taking steps backward, showing he just couldn't land on something that he felt satisfied with finishing, along with the fact that Yandi as a whole was just never going to get to a point of release.
Out the voice of me, y'all can't cut out my hair, yeah. I don't care how you carry it. Saint, you don't really need a last name. No, if you don't really need a last name, I'm giving her my slave name.
It really is unfortunate what happened to Last Name, especially considering I think Kanye really did like his ideas for the song, he just couldn't quite get them tweaked right, and the track as a whole ended up just falling into Kanye album purgatory, dooming it to be forever shelved. I mean, there's a chance, I guess, that it could come back and be finished on a future album. Obviously, nothing is out of the picture when it comes to Kanye, but I think if he wanted to bring it back, he either would have for Jesus is King or Donda, when he was really heavily digging into to old Yandi cuts. Regardless, we can just appreciate that so much of the song's development has leaked, and we get to see just how the idea for Last Name progressed from just the iconic sample to being one of Yandi's and Kanye's most famous leaks among fans. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know down in the comments if you think Kanye will end up revisiting Last Name for a future project.